I'm Riley, and we are at the Grateful Bread Bakery and Cafe. So this is mine and my wife Rainey's dream. We've been hoping to do this since we met each other. We really like to focus on a family-friendly atmosphere, good food that's good for you, and everything that we do is made with love and from scratch.
My name is Rainey Keating, and I am the co-owner of the Grateful Bread. Riley and I work together to get all of the baked goods done here. So he does all the bread and all the sandwich makings and all that kind of stuff, and I do all the sweet stuff. And so it's really about each doing what we love and using our skills separately, but to make something together.
It all started, we moved back from Seattle in 2017 when we found out that we were having our first son, Elwin. And when we moved back, I got a job as a chef for Thomas Cuisine Management at Schroeder Children's Hospital, which wasn't ideal because it lacked the creativity, which is the reason that I do what I do and am a chef. And we got into a home a block and a half away, and which was really great and beneficial because I got to be back in my home turf, and everything. Rainey worked up here at when it was the Vanilla Bean at 201 North Rodney, and once we found out that they were seeking to move and have a different location, we had been talking about opening our business, and we really crunched the numbers and decided that this was our opportunity to hop on it. And so we took a leap of faith and started planning and made a deal with Charlie. And we were lucky enough that Charlie, we have our families have a history. Charlie rented and actually bought all of this building and the building across the street from my grandpa and grandma back in the day. So he was nice enough to rent to us, and now we've been here for 13 months, 14 months, and couldn't be happier. It just all the dominoes just fell into place. It was serendipity. We opened February 29th, Leap Day, and we made a joke that we took a leap on Leap Day, and roughly 3 weeks later, I think it was March 16th, Governor Bullock decided to do the stay at home and close everything up. And it was at that point that we had to make the decision if we wanted to be here for ourselves and our community and our business. And we made the decision to do that. And I had an epiphany, and actually another gem of Rodney Street, the Jailhouse Sandwich Shop used to have a pickup window. And so that's kind of where I got the idea to open up our pickup window on Fifth Avenue.
And during the pandemic, it was really important to us to be able to be providing bread and just those main necessities that people needed that they weren't necessarily able to get at the store. And by doing the side window, we did it in a way that was safer than for some of our people in our community than going to the grocery store or having to get things delivered or anything like that. So
our community here around Rodney Street rallying around us is what saved us, because it was a make or break it situation. We had put everything we had into opening this place, and including our hearts, and the community really rallied around us and made us have the vehicle to become better and better throughout the year, and now what we are today.
We've lived really close to Rodney Street for the past few years. We both grew up in Helena, so we've just known this area really well as it is. And with Riley's family having history with the newsstand and the pawn shop here, we just really had close ties.
My mom and my 3 aunts and my uncle all grew up in the basement across the street, kitty corner to us right now, of what used to be the Rodney Street News. And they were a diner, sold penny candy, as I'm sure a lot of the people that are still around Helena remember buying penny candy there, ice cream, all sorts of stuff. And I grew up going there, and then once that was sold and turned into the laundromat and the jailhouse sandwich shop, um, it was just Uncle Pete's pawn shop over here. But I grew up farting around over here, rooting through everything, going through movies and video games, and seeing all the awesome characters that have been on Rodney Street since I was a kid. And yeah, it's just super surreal and nostalgic being back in the very same building doing what I love and fulfilling our dream. And yeah, it's amazing to be back. I think that Rodney Street is flush with people that walk both sides of the tracks, so to speak. I feel like when you grow up around here, whether you're affluent, whether you have money, whether you don't have money, if you see the faces that you see on Rodney Street every day, you're family. You know, you're a part of the group, at least. I mean, even you know, the patrons that we see up at B&B, the patrons that we see in here, it's all walks of life, but we all flock to Rodney Street. You know, it's for some reason has that draw and is home.
Definitely the collection of people you see. You know, you can see someone in a suit that's working at the courthouse, down to, you know, someone that may not really have a home, but they're just kind of one of those characters around town that, you know, you just kind of see all kinds of people all the time. But I think for the most part, everyone's pretty friendly and people look out for each other.
Very hipster vibe. We're a hip crew over here, I think, for the most part. I mean, in the same block, you have one of the best and roughest bars in town, Jester's, and then the courthouse right there, which is bound to bring some interesting conflict. And then over here we have, you know, a great place to eat, get your loaf of bread, do your laundry across the street, a great bodega, B&B market up the street, you know, and then the probation and parole across the street. So it's just within 2 blocks, it's such an interesting mix. And then, you know, we have all of our houses of all the awesome people that have lived here their entire lives, you know. But yeah, that would be what makes Rodney Street interesting, I would say.
Yeah, and like I said, it's like getting people to come to this side of town, and then maybe they will see like, oh, this is somewhere I want to be, or, you know, people that aren't necessarily in the neighborhood, but that will come and kind of support these businesses.